Hi there.
Trent.
I'm Tom.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm Abbie.
Tom Thompson.
Nice to meet you.
Abby.
I'm Abbie from ADP.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Have you heard?
Receptionist is not here at the desk, but
Okay.
how can I help you?
I was supposed to meet with a Trent today. What is your role here at TNT?
I'm actually Trent's twin brother.
Are you?
Yeah. So,
Excellent.
is he expecting you?
He was. The receptionist just
Okay.
said for me to stop by, but
Let me go get him. I tell you what. Let me just go get him.
Are you sure?
I'll see if he's available.
Okay,
Since
perfect.
He's expecting. Go ahead and have a seat
Thank
right
you
there.
very much.
Oh, yeah. Come on this side right here.
Oh, this side. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great.
you.
Thank you.
Yep. Hi.
Hi there.
Are you Trent?
Yeah, I'm Trent.
Hi,
Are you
nice
Susie?
To meet you. I'm actually Abbie from ADP.
Abbie. Okay.
Yes.
What happened to Susie?
She actually left our company, but I'm here to see what I can do in replace of Susie.
Okay. Well, I guess that kind of clears up why I didn't hear from her.
Yes, I apologize about that. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
I had to. I guess I called the corporate office again just to say that I hadn't heard from. She told me she was going to call me back within a couple days, and then I never heard from her, and so, anyways.
Well, I apologize on behalf of our company for that. That was definitely bad on our end. So let's see. Perhaps we can make up for it today.
Okay.
Great.
All right.
Well, are you enjoying your Monday morning?
Oh, it's not bad.
Good.
Just making more tense. So
Excellent.
it's kind of a routine deal, but it's it's putting food on the table.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, how long have you been in the tent business?
5 years.
5 years.
Yeah. So my brother Tom, who you met, he's kind of the more flamboyant one of the bunch, and but he does sales. He came on about 6 months after I started the company to head up sales for us, and he does a good job.
Are you enjoying working with your twin brother?
Yeah, as long as he stays out selling, so I'll run the plant. So
Okay.
no, we get along fine, and it's a good match.
Oh, excellent. Well, here's my business card for you, just for your reference.
Okay.
But again, I represent ADP. So, can you explain, what you've been working with Susie on so far?
Well, I've got an accountant, bookkeeper who's been with me since the start,
Sure.
and so she, even before she gave notice that she was going to be leaving, she's going to be taking another job.
Oh,
We
okay.
began to look at outsourcing payroll because, with her job and the responsibilities, it was just, kind of taking up a good bit of time, and so. Anyways, once I knew she was leaving, then we had to kind of really expedite it, and so that's why I'm, really it's kind of a big negative. I mean, I've been trying to get a hold of you guys for 2 weeks and get somebody in here because you guys came recommended, but so we're just looking at trying to take this piece and really simplify it, and that's why we called you guys to begin with.
Okay, excellent. So I'd love to get into that, but just to respect your time, how much time do you think you have today?
I mean, I'm probably between 15 and 20 minutes.
Okay, perfect.
So, yeah.
I will keep it to that. Now, you started the business. In terms of buying decisions, does that include Tom as well, or what is your decision-making process?
I pretty much make all the decisions.
Okay.
So he became a partner, but I'm the majority.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Well, again, today I'd love to, understand more about your payroll process and how you and Susie have worked together to see where we can take that, and then see how...
Well, I haven't had any conversation other than she was supposed to come. She was supposed to call and schedule up an appointment to come by.
And that never even happened.
And that never happened. I never got a follow-up call for this guy, and that's why I called the corporate office back to say, hey, I really would love to talk to somebody.
Sure, sure. Okay, well, great. We can learn more about your company if that's okay, just to understand if you do have any challenges where ADP could potentially provide a solution, and then move forward from there. Does that sound okay with you?
Sure.
Excellent.
Just need to get payroll.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, tell me more about right now what payroll process you use.
We use a time card system, and then again the accountant, bookkeeper, she pretty much took the total hours and put them into a little software system that she's got, to do all the calculations and put in the exemptions, etc. And so we would cut the checks manually, and then she'd pay the payroll taxes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Great. And how is that system working for you?
She did a fantastic job. So I mean, we never had any problems, and so I can't say enough. I hate to lose her.
Right.
I hope I can find somebody equal. But again, I think this is one component that as much as we've grown and added employees, we just probably need to evolve to something that's a little more simple than what we're doing.
Sure, sure. And how many employees do you have currently?
We've got about 40.
40?
Kind of give or take. production process, when it ramps up, we got a few more, and ramps down, we got a few less.
Okay.
Yeah.
And being in Atlanta, are you busy year round with the warm weather, or what is your busy
Yeah,
season?
well, I mean, we're making tents, so
Yeah.
I mean, we do a lot of governmental business.
Okay.
And military budgets have been cut, so our business has been down in that area, and so we started a few years back doing a lot of commercial customized tents.
Okay.
And then we also do some tent rentals. So we have a few tents that we just keep on the side and that we rent out. But we really want to manufacture tents and not get into tent rental business.
So you want to stick with that manufacturing.
Yeah.
And of those 40 employees, how do you pay those employees? Are they salary?
It's a mix. We're pretty labor intensive, so I mean we've got a lot of hourly, but we do have some salary, and then there's some commission paid for some of the sales folks out there.
Excellent. Well, just overall, what are you looking for in a new payroll system?
Again, this is just conversations with my previous person, but she just. She spent too much time. I wouldn't say too much time. It just took up more of her time. And, since she had full responsibilities of accounts payable, accounts receivable, invoicing, and, just kind of doing all the basic accounting functions for our company, that if we could really reduce the time she spends doing payroll, would be great. So whoever the new person is, we're hoping that, that whatever route we go, we'll simplify it.
Okay. And how much time did she spend on payroll?
I think it was taking 2 or 3 hours a week.
2 to 3 hours a week?
Every payroll.
And is that, do you process weekly?
Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly.
Sorry, yeah. So it's 2 or 3 hours.
Every 2 weeks.
Bi-weekly,
okay.
yeah.
And now, growing into that accounting world, is the position that you're hiring for going to also take up that accounting piece, just like your previous?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And how do you manage your taxes right now and the compliance issues that come up and all of the tax codes?
Which taxes? The payroll taxes specifically?
Payroll taxes.
Well, I mean, she makes the deposits.
Okay.
We can consult with one of the attorneys from a group that kind of help put the corporation together. But they're fairly expensive, so we try not to make too many phone calls to those guys. But there's a lot of stuff you can find on the internet, just in terms of compliance and that sort of thing. So.
And from an HR standpoint, how do you handle HR regulations when it comes to hiring and firing people, as well as the changing regulations that come on an annual basis?
Well, I mean, we do a lot of business with the government, as I stated, and so hiring that's okay.
Not throwing it at you, I
That's
promise.
Right. Hiring the right people is is pretty critical, and in terms of just their backgrounds and things of that nature. So I mean, government has some regulations, on the folks that are putting together products for the for the government, for the military. So we just have to make sure that we've done a good vetting process, and we do a pretty thorough process. It's been fairly successful so far.
Okay, so you feel good about your vetting process?
Sure.
Good. So what I'm hearing so far is that, one, you lost a key piece of your operations from a payroll and accounting standpoint, and you'd love to save time in that arena and see how you could develop into some sort of system that helps with future business growth. Am I hearing you correctly?
Correct.
Excellent. Are there any other challenges you feel that you're facing on the payroll or HR side of things when it comes to paperwork or back office administration?
I mean, those two things specifically, I mean, we've really not had a bunch of issues. So I mean, I know with payroll we have normal issues like time clock punches and things of that nature. So people forgetting, they're ready to go home, and I mean, you got 40 employees, you're going to have a small percentage that get excited on a Friday and they take off, and they come in Monday and go, hey, would you adjust my clock? I mean, so we have to that takes up some time. But other than that, I mean, we're doing pretty good. I mean, I take a lot of files and paperwork home with me, so it's the nature of being a business owner.
Sure. So what would it mean for your business if we could save you time in that payroll, as well as time punching and that confusion, save you that time and energy in that piece of your business?
I'm sure whoever the new bookkeeper accountant is would, absolutely welcome it. So, and I've seen the need based on, past experience. So, I mean, that's why we're here talking to you today.
Right.
Yeah.
And what would it mean for you if you didn't have to take home paperwork necessarily, and you could have it on a mobile platform?
That'd be pretty interesting.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yes. And now, last question I want to ask, in terms of that growth you were talking about, can you explain to me what your goals are for your business?
Well, I mean, I think, long term, we might open up a, more of a Midwest or West Coast, type of facility.
Okay.
So we don't have to, ship quite as far. That may be more as our commercial side of the business grows, and because there'd be a lot of production and shipping. With the military, we really ship to one spot and then they disperse it. Yeah.
Sure. Well, Trent, I think what I'm really understanding is that I want to help you grow your business, and I also want to help you not have the headache of trying to bring on a new employee and have 2 or 3 more hours wasted from a payroll standpoint. So what would you say if I could present a solution to those to you?
Well, I mean, again, I agreed to meet with you today,
right?
And so, I mean, I'm interested to hear what you have.
Okay.
So, I mean, I do have another company I'm gonna meet with this afternoon.
Okay.
And I think in terms of being thorough, I'm gonna kind of listen to both of you and then make a decision from there.
Okay, excellent. Okay. Well, I think listening to these different challenges you face, I would really recommend Run ADP. So what this is, it's our mobile and desktop application that really helps with 3 things. We help you minimize risk, maintain accuracy, and help you focus on your people and your goals rather than your back office administration. And so again, it comes down to 3 basic things. It's the management of cash, people, and risk. And now when I've worked with small businesses in the past, I'm a small business consultant with ADP, so that's really where I focus. I've noticed that businesses are in one of 4 categories. So some are in the startup phase where they just got started, they're still trying to get their sweet spot and understand where they're going with their business. Second is that survival phase. So they think they're ready, but they're still crunched for resources and not really firing on all those cylinders. The third is the takeoff. So you're operating effectively, but there's still these goals that you want to reach. And that fourth is that success phase where you're really driving and you really are firing on all those cylinders. So from your perspective, Trent, where do you think TNT Tense is?
Probably from a business standpoint, I think we're in the takeoff phase. Probably in a few other, what I call background, the accounting and other functions. I think we're probably just, even though it's been really good manually, we're just in a day and age where we probably need to take that next step. Sure. So we're probably between survival and catching up to our takeoff. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, that's why I'm here today, because I want to help you get from here into that red zone. And so I think we can do it with this application. So I'll go ahead and show you what it's all about. So this is Run ADP. And again, it's on your mobile phone as well as your desktop. Now, do you have a smartphone?
I do.
Which, are you iPhone or Samsung?
iPhone.
Excellent. Well, this is right in your arena then. So what are your first impressions?
Does it work with Samsung as well?
It does work with Samsung. So if you do have a new, person who's processing your payroll and they have a Samsung, we'll be okay with that as well. So what are your first impressions when you look at this system?
I mean, just, it's Windows based. It seems pretty simple. So, yeah.
And I'm glad you said that, simple. I think the area in which you're really focused again is that payroll. So I'll go ahead and show you that. If you go ahead and click on payroll. Excellent. So this here is your all-in-one payroll software. And so what this shows is exactly your pay period. So you pay bi-weekly, and we have a regular process or we have that special process. So if you do Christmas bonuses or something like that, you can go in that special. But for the sake of your time, we'll go to the regular. So you can click on regular. Great. And then this here goes to your pay period. And so you can change those dates as necessary. And do your employees use direct deposit or
We have about half and half.
Okay, we can certainly handle that too.
Okay.
So you can turn direct deposit on or off, and on the back end, you could pick which employees have direct deposit versus checks.
Okay, so if we turn this on, then only the ones that you've clicked on the back end is what you're saying.
Exactly.
We get the direct deposit.
Exactly.
Okay.
What's great too is with the checks, ADP actually handles all of the check writing and sending the checks to your employees, so your new person or yourself would not have to manage that piece of your business.
So you send it straight to them, or it doesn't come to the
I
business
apologize.
and we hand out?
We send it to the business and then you hand it out.
I mean, it sounds funny, but the labor force really likes having their check.
I understand.
Those that ask for the check like getting their check in hand. Okay.
And we'll make sure of it.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and push resume. Great. And then this here are all of your employees listed. And so what would it mean to you to have everybody listed in one location with their information in regards to payroll?
I mean, that's pretty handy. I mean, how are they punching in?
Sure.
I mean, we use a kind of a antiquated time card system, but I mean, it still does okay.
Yeah, so we do have a version that your employees can actually load this application onto their own phones and punch in the field, just like that.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty much at the plant. I mean, we've got sales reps, but they're salary plus commission, but so everybody else is at the plant.
Okay.
So what type of systems do you have for them to punch in or swipe in?
So we have a couple different ones. Right now in this demo, I don't have it on here, but we do have ones that you can, just swipe everybody's finger and it actually files right in.
Okay.
So if you want to, for our next call, I can certainly bring that piece of the business.
Is that part of the payroll cost?
So that would be an additional cost.
Okay.
But another area that you could do it is the person who's running the plant could have this application and just be diligent, excuse me, about inputting the hours right there. Does that solve?
I mean, no. Well, I wouldn't want them actually,
okay.
Either walking around or having to put them in.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, I want to get away from any sort of input. So I mean, from what I understood and what little research, the accountant did before that she shared was that, once they clock in, then we could import that.
Yep.
Is that the case here?
You want it all to be in one kind of process, right? Yes, and that is the case, so we can do that. Unfortunately, in this demo, I don't have that to show you,
Okay.
But ADP has the capacity to do that.
Okay.
Does that answer your concern?
Until you
see it, absolutely.
Sure.
Okay, sure.
Okay. All right.
So on this, if you want to go ahead and click on Matthew Baxter.
Okay.
Yep. Again, this is a location where all of your employees are, and you can see exactly all of their payroll information.
Okay.
And so again, you can really easily manage those salary versus commission versus hourly employees all in one place. And then you can take the information from that clock-in system, and it'll integrate right in here on that bi-weekly basis.
Right.
So you can go ahead and push preview, and then calculate, and it's calculating your payroll, and you can push OK. So right here, that's the amount that you need in your bank to pay your employees for the bi-weekly period.
Okay.
So right here is a preview mode because this is real time, and so it'll take the money from your bank right there. So we encourage our customers to make sure, okay, check out that preview, make sure you're good, and then push approve.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and push approve, and one more time. And Trent, you just processed your payroll.
Okay.
What do you think of the amount of time that took?
I'm sure that the accountant or bookkeeper would probably like that.
Yeah.
If it goes that fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So editing, the hours. So we have people that walk off.
Yep.
How are the hours edited?
So you can do it right in the system. So like we saw when all the employees were listed, you can edit the hours right there.
Okay.
Does that answer your?
Because they're going to come back in the next day and go, hey, I forgot to punch out.
Right. Right. And that's okay because as long as the hours are processed by that pay period, it's totally fine.
Okay.
Does that answer your concern?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Great.
Okay.
So there's also other pieces of this, like for instance the HR standpoint. So you have those regulations from the government, on people that you can hire. So we have a great system. It's the HR package. So that's right here. And so what this is a resource for you to better understand how to run the HR piece of your business. So if you push on HR Checkup, great. This is a list of kind of helpful guides. So when you're doing background checks, or you're onboarding and training, or you have to do compliance, you can see all that information here. So you can save your person time and energy so they don't have to research on the internet all the time, but have a one-stop where they have everything at their fingertips.
So is all of this part of the same payroll cost?
It is.
So is it an upcharge?
So we do have a separate HR and a payroll cost, and I can go ahead and walk through price with you right now. Would you like to see that?
Sure, price is always important.
Absolutely.
Not the most important, but it's certainly important.
Yeah. So these are our different price structures here, and I'll go ahead and go over both of them for you. You said you have about 40 employees, and so if you just did the payroll system, you would be in this bracket right here. And so we charge our customers this cost every payroll process. So from a biweekly standpoint, you'd be looking at about $60. So we'll do $60 26 times a year.
Okay.
And that would cost you about $1,500 for that payroll system.
Okay.
And then we also have a $150 implementation fee.
Okay.
But with that implementation, we train up you and we help you integrate all your information into the system.
And then you said earlier that the time card system is a different cost.
So it's a slightly,
depends on which one you choose.
Exactly. And I'll go ahead and send you an email right after this with all the information to make sure you have all of that. And I apologize for not having that here today. But what does this cost look like to you right now?
I mean, it seems reasonable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to meet with these folks this afternoon, and I'll have a little bit of something to compare to.
Right.
But,
and I think from an hourly standpoint, you're really saving your employee that you're about to hire time that you can have her devote somewhere else. Because if she's working, 3 hours a week, 26 times, every process, that's 78 hours that she's spending. And how much time, or what's her hourly charge?
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I can do the math. Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Great. So you can take those 70 hours and devote it to other pieces of your business.
Okay.
So how do you feel?
Not all 78, because this is going to take some time, right?
It'll take some time, yes.
Yeah.
But just kind of minutes as you're processing.
So how long would you say from the time clock system, if you're importing that data to doing some fixes, to then we know that running payroll took 4 or 5 minutes.
Right.
So
I think if you're doing the time cards, I would say a maximum amount you'd be spending an hour, but that time definitely decreases as you get more used to the system, and your employees will get used to the system too. And if it's a finger swipe, they might be more excited to do that
right.
and quickly walk out the door on a Friday.
Sure. Okay. Well, I mean, if you can give me the cost on
yeah.
on the time card opportunities or options that you have, then I can kind of look at the total cost of of something like this.
Yeah. So let's meet next week, Tuesday at 2:00, and go over all the costs.
Well, we're probably gonna need to do it sooner than that.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Great.
Bye.
Great job, Abbie.
Thank you very much. And what's your name?
Trent.
Trent.
Yes.
Or for real?
It is for real.
Oh,
Trent.
that's excellent.
Yes.
Do you have a twin brother?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Only for the last 3 hours.
I liked your hat.
Yeah. Good job. Y'all all did a good job.
Thank you
good
very
luck
much.
to all of you.
Thank you.